And shear it that way.
Really? Yeah, that's it. Come on, come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Charlie. That's a girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. That's it. Calm down. Good girl. That's it. Okay, now I'll get up. Now what we'll do is what we call skirt the wool after he gets it off.
Okay, it's like the lambs are coming, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it, huh? You see how her nipples are pronounced?
Yeah.
That's an observation. She's pregnant. And the
Oh,
lambs are coming. Because
congratulations.
she's starting to bag up. Well, it's 5 months, so if you turn the ram in on Halloween, you get lambs on April Fool's Day.
Oh,
And now he has to be careful in this area to not take a nipple off, because he can take a nipple right off.
oh,
And that's what that's called belly wool, and it's junk. So just throw that aside. You can throw it anywhere, Bill. I'll clean up later.
take it. Or like, okay, whatever. Does
When
it
you
feel
get them
good
in
to
that
them?
position, they become totally docile because they can't fight. We even have a chair. You see this thing? You lean that up against the fence, and if you roll the sheep into it, they stay in it. They're stuck in it. You can clip their hooves, and you can do all sorts of stuff with them.
How much does she weigh?
I don't know, 100 and a half?
Probably.
Probably
Okay.
100 and a half. She's a good sized ewe. She's one of mine that I bred. She didn't come from Riker. And there's another area that he has to be real careful. But you'll see in a minute he'll go, pig will just come flying off once you get it. They have contests to see if to see how few strokes the shearer can do.
Oh, no way.
And they have speed competition. And Bill's not the fastest shearer in the world, but he's one of the most careful I've ever seen. If you go on the internet and watch the competitions and stuff, there's a good bit of blood. Because if you look how wide the slots are in that comb that he's combing with, the cutting, you can get a fold of skin up in there.
Yeah.
So one of the things he's doing with his legs and with his hands is stretching the skin. So it's going like that instead of like this.
Yeah.
So when it's stretched, he can slide that thing up across it.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't stretch it and it folds back, he'll clip it. The sheep, probably 4 or 5. This is not one of mine. This is one that came from Riker. The Rikers, Mrs. Riker lives in, they live down in the Worcester area. She started the Great Lake Fiber Festival in Worcester. She's the founder of it. And that was her sheep. they're getting older and they wanted to downsize, so we bought some sheep from them. They still have 80 or so, don't they?
Yeah, week from Saturday.
Week from Saturday, huh?
Is there any difference in shearing a male or female sheep?
Just what you have to watch out for not cutting off.
So good question, Mary. I just have to be more careful with different bits and pieces. And feel free to ask questions throughout, okay?
They're going to have the, it looks like they're going to have the Fiber Festival in Worcester this year.
Oh, good. And you can outdoors.
Yeah, it's mostly outdoors. And anyhow, Mrs. Riker has been in the textile business her whole life. And they sell the finest fleece. They ship it all over the world. But again, they don't sell it all. No, they just can't sell it. That's the problem. There's not enough fiber. This might be 8. I don't know. They go on the internet and look.
That run away and they find them years later and they haven't been torn and
They found a
oh, it's painful.
right, a really big one.
Yeah.
It's the second biggest fleece ever.
Especially being pregnant, you know that hair off, being like, I'm free. Which is funny because she has her baby. That's what it is.
$2. 5 to 8. We're not talking mountains of money.
No, this is not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money. It used to be you could make money with the wool, but nowadays you've got to find someone who's just really passionate to take it from this state to the sweater or the shawl.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much work along the way, and they're learning from fiber to finish.
Okay.
How long does it take to do one sheep about?
Well,
so it was about 5
okay.
minutes.
9 minutes.
9 minutes,
okay.
exactly.
Now, what's the world record, Phil? About 2.5 minutes?
No, 35 seconds.
35
What?
seconds.
Yeah. In
Whoa.
the Guinness Book of World, yeah. Somebody in Australia, he's got a Superman tattoo on his arm. Yeah.
Good for him. That's fast.
Is there any special prep before shearing a sheep?
No,
Nope, they just
No,
come in from outside.
Yep, I just brought him in from outside.
Yeah. If you were going to do a lot, yeah, you know, you wouldn't give them grain and stuff ahead of time. When you got a ewe with a heavy lamb like that, and then she's a big lunch yet, they're pretty uncomfortable.
Okay.
Be like your wife having ready to give birth and eat Thanksgiving dinner, and then you ask her to play Twister.
Oh.
Might be a bit uncomfortable.
So is that one piece now?
Now watch, it's one piece. Now he's carefully picking it up in a certain way,
Okay.
and the whole trick is that he keeps it in one piece.
Oh.
Hopefully we can get it up on the table there. I'm not a real wool away kind of person.
How often do you shear them?
Once a year.
Once a year? Do they feel better after being sheared?
I don't know, you have to ask.
And is there a difference between male and female wool?
Not too much.
Now, see what we're shaking out, all these little pieces?
Mm-hmm.
We call them second cuts. And the spinners and weavers want long wool. And so we'll shake.
And when you get a little piece of that, and they take that fiber and they twist it in, it makes like a little knot in the yarn if it's in there.
Okay.
So.
And we'll take, Kathy and I are gonna take and pull out all this stuff with manure in it. And this is just rubbish. We'll throw it in the woods. And then we'll tear out this back neck section that's got all this grass in it. Now, people like the Reicherts, they keep jackets on their sheep all the time so that they don't get as much dirt in it.
Oh.
So you kind of save time doing that step before we keep the fleece protected and clean.
Yeah, but you know, when it's hard to get rid of the wool,
It's economics. You know, if you wanna make money with your wool, and there's not a lot of money in the wool, then somewhere that blanket costs more than the value of the wool that you're gonna harvest. So. Wool may come back in price. We move away from fiber that's, what do you say?
Petroleum-based.
Yeah, petroleum-based fiber, and then there won't be any choice but to use wool and cotton.
Well, we have all those microfibers in our water systems, and now they're having those nanofibers in our lungs, so, I mean, it makes more sense, especially if we can have such an industry here.
This is probably one of the more difficult breeds to shear because of how long that staple is.
Yeah, if
Can
you
you
go and
pull?
pull a piece of the stuff out, I mean.
That is like a hand spinner's dream right there.
Right,
that
this
you're
is-
pulling out.
Right,
But the concern is to the guy that sheared it, the weight of that is heavy, and if it pulls the hide out away from the body of the animal, it's real difficult to take the hide with the wool, and that's kind of a no-no. You're supposed to, when you shear the sheep, whatever she was born with, you're supposed to leave her keep all that stuff, like ears and so forth.
Last but not least, the best.
Au natural.
And there's no point in yelling at animals. You know, first off, I don't speak sheep. You know, I'm speaking English. And so really, what you really are wind up doing is the tone of your voice.
But I cheat, see, I know the vulnerable spot on the sheep.
Yeah. So he's got his finger and thumb in his mouth.
Oh.
That's
So you
important.
take the jaw.
Now, when this lamb was born, it was jet black like its legs.
ewe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was jet black, and what you're looking at is the blonding from the sun.
Oh.
Okay?
Well, the sun will change it too.
It'll also turn gray. If this fleece comes off gray, it's because of age. Just like my hair turns gray. Her hair will turn gray. Oh, yours didn't turn gray.
I don't have gray hair.
You don't have gray hair.
So if they wanted black wool, would they keep them indoors?
They keep them jacketed, they keep them indoors, and they're lamb's wool usually. If the natural colored wool is black, it's almost always lamb's wool. They turn gray real quick. By the time they're 2 years old, they're gray.
Yeah, the old colonial sheep were kind of gray, weren't they? What they call
Yeah.
natural colors. Anything that's not white is called a natural color at a show.
Is the natural color more valuable fiber-wise?
Depends on whether you want to dye it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they get those feathers on.
You talk lactation first, and then we talk gestation after that. Those are the important things here.
See, these animals have to reproduce, so they can eat. And they have to raise land, so they can eat. You know, it's kind of a cool category, you know, raising animals, but you can't keep them forever.
I love seeing the color right there. So, I mean, you feel like they get down and
Yeah.
white and
Beautiful.
Maybe
you know. Like a hide.
Yes, salted.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And sometimes I get to looking at the wool and I forget what I'm doing. It changes as you shear. These are really heavy fleeces today.
Yeah. That's one of mine that I bred.
See how I can dig that wrinkle out just by twisting on the foot.
The other thing interesting to think about is their hooves need trim. So I'll get these all together again and trim their hooves, but it's a lot easier to run them through this shoot system when they're sheared. And halfway down there, there's an orange one that they come in, I squeeze them, and it flips them upside down.
Oh.
In your hook.
When do you do that?
I'll do it now. Just as the weather warms up now, and it's. I like to get it all done before they lamb, because then I'm not fighting the brats that want at their mother. You know, when I take, see, we put them in those little jugs with their babies for a week, and if I take the mother out of the jug, the babies just fall their head off. And I was telling you about Kelly Powers. She was surprised I was shearing now because she typically waits until after they lamb to shear them. But again, with the little lambs running around screaming and all that, it gets. And the other thing is, you can well imagine. I mean, I'm just imagining for myself. I'm a lamb looking for a nipple. Right. Okay, that nipple's going to be a whole lot easier to find than.
Well, you have to also remember, the underside of the sheep is kind of dirty.
Yeah.
And if they start chewing around on some of that mud and manure stained wool, it'll inoculate their little body with E. coli bacteria called rattlebelly.
Okay.
And that'll increase the mortality rate on baby lambs.
They get a full spa day, they get their hair done, their nails done, everything.
How
And you said the babies are coming like.
How full was this pen when we started?
Pardon?
How full was this pen of sheep when we started?
Yeah, look at it. I mean,
Oh.
People would come down.
So you said the babies come in like 2 weeks,
yeah, they'll probably start in 2 weeks.
and then you're just on like around the clock duty.
Oh, no. This is the farm. So you just
Come out in the morning. And
I
go
come out in
down.
the morning and there they are. Yeah, this is these ladies have to perform, they have to deliver, they have to do it themselves, they have to raise lambs themselves. We don't take them in the house and have a playpen in the house.
Yeah.
When we were young, and you know, it was a little different, but you know, bottle feeding is too much work for the return. And
If you put a business plan together on sheep, the ideal sheep is a mother that you don't have to do anything with her.
Yeah.
And when her lambs are 50 to 60 days old, she presents you with two 50-pound lambs that you didn't have to touch.
Yeah.
That's her job, is to be a parent and raise them.
Yeah. Kathy, are you keeping this for yourself?
Oh yeah.
It's so pretty. The color is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
This is what got me to quit thinking about whether or not I should color my hair.
Right?
With the sheep, you want the gray fleeces, and I'm thinking, so
Beautiful.
why would I color my hair?
Now,
I'm with
the
you.
ladies that
just
really get into this,
Oh my
there's
God.
another lady here in Medina that has sheep, and she really markets hard. And she would sell individual fleeces on a certain day. And there was a lady that came who had bought a fleece off of one particular sheep last year. She wanted the same sheep this year, and then they weighed up the wool and they talked and said, I still don't have enough. I know what she was making. I still don't have enough, so I had to find like a half sister or something to that sheep.
Wow.
So she ended up with 3 fleeces to do this project, and as I
Soap, I usually use Dawn because it cuts grease really well. And then I'll put the fleece, submerge the fleece in
I know
the
Chuck
warm
wants me
water
to tell the
for
story.
at least
I shore sheep for a lady
half an hour or so. The water begins to cool, but it's not totally cool. Then I'll take it, my tub is right next to my washing machine. I'll take it out, I'll put it into my washing machine and put it on the spin cycle so that it's spinning all that dirt out. And while I'm doing that, I'm refilling the tub with water that's hotter than what it was before. If you go colder, that's when you have a problem with felting. Yeah. So I'll make it hotter than the fleece and the water that was before. After I spin it out, I'll put it back in that rinsed water and leave it for another half an hour. And I'll do the same thing. I'll take it out and spin it out. And then I just lay it outside in the sun to dry. So it's not hard to wash a fleece. You just have to know about the temperature thing.
Yeah.
Be a little bit careful about that. And then it's ready to card and spin.
CAUV is current agricultural use value.
Okay.
When you pay property taxes in the state of Ohio, they take what they say is the retail value of the property, and then they apply the millage rates to that to calculate how much property tax you pay. And there's a program where they've given discount to farmers, and they call it current agricultural use value,
which is usually about half.
which is
Real
it
close
used
to
to
half.
be less. Now it's about half. It used to be a quarter, and they keep promising us that it'll go back down, but we'll see.
And is it based on sales?
It is so complicated. It's got to do with the commodity price of corns and beans, and the soil that you've got on your farm, and the potential corn bean yield, and the value of the potential corn bean yield is what it is. Correct. But that's the way the law is written.
When was that
Oh, it's been, we don't see what you do forever. But when ethanol happened, and the price of corn went, because now they have an alternative use for the corn, all of our taxes went, and all the farmers fought, and there was a lot of politics. This is one of the things the Farm Bureau does. Things that the big Farm Bureau thing. And rightfully so. Darwin hated the Farm Bureau. But Faith is a little more connected to real agriculture than Darwin ever is. You know what I mean? And the people that are doing real agriculture value the Farm Bureau. Now that's not to say that else you don't hate it. but they do provide a service for all of us. Well, she's full of babies, isn't she? You think she's gonna have a female?
Yep. It's right there.
Right? Her mother did.
It's right there is one of them.
Now here's an interesting.
Feels like a lawnmower station. It sounds like.
Now see, she's got an extra tip. See? It's non-functional, but it tends to confuse babies.
The sheep shear too. It don't take a lot to confuse the sheep shear. That's why the sheep shear, you got confused.
Now see what he did with his right hand? He's pushing in on the animal. Did you see his leg go out?
Yeah, I go to the fair, I
See that? Watch that.
Don't wave to you.
He knows where the tendon is. Squeeze the tendon with his finger, stretches the leg out, then he doesn't cut the flesh on the leg, on the shank of the animal. And if you don't know those tricks, and you start doing it, you can, and you have a comb like he has, it's nice and open like that, you can have a bloody animal.
I got
You
9
see what it's
tooth.
in? Watch his right hand. See how the leg
Yeah.
stuck out? See it?
Do you feel my 9 tooth cone?
I didn't.
I got the 9 tooth in the box.
You put the box back in the car?
Oh, it's sitting here somewhere.
There's a box too. That's my box.
Here's another one. Yeah.
I don't, I can't use
Looks like a dirty bedroom in there, but you don't.
Look at the cutter head. You could get your fingers in it. Now compare that to the ones I use.
Yeah.
Well, depending on the shearing conditions, they're useful.
Wow.
See how black that is?
Beautiful.
Like a little bear.
If you wanted to head out early tomorrow or come in late tomorrow to work on this from home, whatever you're gonna do with all this, that'd be a good day to do it because it's gonna be so late.
Yeah, okay.
So Chuck, is today Wednesday?
Yes. Actually, I was corrected when, see, I thought it was Saturday. And you keep telling me.
Well, you had me worried when you called.
Right. When you retire, every day is Saturday. So, when we were on the phone, we were going back and forth, and I didn't know what day of the week it was.
Today was Monday. We're shearing tomorrow, right? I said no.
Wednesday. I said, well, what day's today? He said, well, it's Monday. And I said, are you sure?
Then I went all day.
So, he's still working for a living, so I have to keep track of it. If I didn't have that, if I didn't have an approval. I got 2 meetings tomorrow. I got 2 countryside committee meetings tomorrow, and if I don't keep them on my phone, if I don't keep them in the right place, I have no idea what day of the week it is.
I have that problem when I'm not getting paid.
Oh, well. You know, of all the people that are involved with the committees and the boards and stuff at Countryside, I'm the biggest Luddite in the whole group. But Tracy and everybody bears with me. It helps me out some. So,
My new assistant is that way like this. She doesn't have pets.
I couldn't live without the connectivity, but yeah, I can't type. You know, and my kids, you know, they're sitting there going like this, and but without the text, I mean, text is actually my preferred way of communicating.
Yeah,
I'd rather text than email,
yeah.
but,
I've noticed more and more people wanting to have phone calls now. Like it all went one direction, and now people are just it's faster, I think, sometimes to just get on
that's the way I feel. I think it's faster. I just, we're different, really black. So as old as she is,
Don't show her. Yeah. I mean, think about like these people. My stepdad is gray when salt and pepper is 22 or something. That is beautiful.
you can see how sheep are a herd animal. Those sheep out there want in here with these sheep. The last thing they want to do is be by themselves. And the reason we had a hard time getting in here is because the other sheep went out that way, and the other sheep were talking out there, and they wanted to go out there and be with the other sheep.
What is the minimum number you should have for them to feel like they have a flock?
They'll adapt to that number. I mean, even if it's one, people have had one sheep, but they'll adapt to it. But once they get accustomed to being in the flock, they'll want to be in the flock. Now, they'll never miss anybody that leaves, and if we slowly reduce the number of animals, they'd never notice it.
Yeah.
Well, girls, are you ready? You ready to go up there? Come on.
Are you excited about this one, Kathy? It's beautiful.
It's so pretty.
This looks like bison wool.
Didn't grow well.
No, it's fine. It's good. Look at the difference. Look at this fleece. Look at the print.
Oh, this
compared to
is
the other.
probably
This is probably the finest fleece yet
the
today.
fiber.
It's beautiful.
Fiber-wise, this is probably the
This is the
finest
finest
fiber
one. Yep,
Yeah.
this is the finest one we've done today.
that we've done yet. And then a
You
real
can
good
feel
roll.
it. If you put your hands on it, you can feel the difference.
I don't hear.
What would you make with this fine of a
Wool.
fiber?
This would be the stuff you could make
It gets
underwear that would be
wrinkle.
close to your body. So this is like merino.
Great.
This is why merino is so popular, because it's
Yeah, because there's
such a
there's
fine
this little
fiber.
barb
You can wear it next to your skin, and
There's
even
little
people that
barbs in the
seem
wool
to have a problem with wool will have a
that
problem with merino.
makes it stick together.
So baby,
Oh, I can
even
hear
baby
it.
Yeah.
clothes,
I've done that before.
So
That's crazy.
when you
But you,
when you make
but
that
you also notice
fabulous
how short it is.
one of the kind sweater
Okay,
that
so
no one
it's
else
harder
in
to
the
work
world
with if you're a
has,
hand
Sure.
spinner.
then you launder
But it's
that.
still a beautiful fleece.
It
And
goes
then
back
these
to
tips,
its original form.
because they're bleached
wool
with the
has
sun,
memory.
sometimes they're a little
Because
bit
those little barbs